We are continuing with the Math 125 Gateway Review. We are on problem number 96, which reads r of x is equal to 2 sine of 1 over cosine x. Now here you can see that we have a function inside of a function. That should be your key to know that we're going to use chain rule. Now I'm going to start by rewriting this in a way that seems a little bit more manageable. I'm going to write this as cosine of x to the negative 1 power, because I can use my chain rule or my generalized power rule on this. So here, like I said, we have a chain rule. So to refresh, we have f of g of x. If I take the derivative of this, that's f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So here, in this case, I have my outside function, f of x is equal to 2 sine of x. My inside function is g of x, which is equal to cosine of x to the negative 1 power. So if f of x is equal to 2 sine of x, then f prime of x is equal to 2 cosine of x. If g of x is cosine of x to the negative 1 power, then g prime of x is, by my generalized power rule, I'm going to take that negative 1 and pull it down in front, rewrite my function, reduce negative 1 by 1, so we have negative 2, times the derivative of the inside, which is negative sine of x. So going back to my chain rule, we find that r prime of x is equal to f prime, which is 2 cosine of g of x, which is cosine of x to the negative 1 power, times g prime of x, which is negative 1, times cosine of x to the negative 2 power, times negative sine of x. Now, there are different ways you could simplify this down. For here, we're going to stop, and that is your solution. An alternative solution for problem number 96, we can notice that 1 over cosine is the same as secant. So I'm going to rewrite this as r of x is equal to 2 sine of secant of x. Now noticing this might simplify and speed up our process. So again, we have a function inside of a function, so we have to use our chain rule, f of g of x. If I want to find the derivative of this, this is f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Now in this case, my f of x is 2 sine of x, and my g of x is secant of x. So here, if f of x is 2 sine of x, then f prime of x is 2 cosine of x. Likewise, if g of x is secant of x, then we know that g prime of x is secant of x tangent of x. Now, going back to r of x, I know now that r prime of x, using my chain rule, is going to be f prime, which is 2 cosine, of g of x, which is secant x, times g prime of x, which is secant x tangent x. And if you compare the solutions, you will find that they are in fact the same. Both methods will get you a correct answer.